So, can I please welcome on stage Vincent from Oz Finance, who's going to be the panel moderator, Harjit, who is a Director Human Protocol, Ilman, CEO of Farcana Metaverse, Jimmy Chan, co-founder and CEO of Olisport, Robert Kopitsch, and Celine, who is a lawyer at Deloitte.
Good afternoon, everybody. How are things? Is everyone still awake? Hello? Is everyone still awake? I think we're still missing one or two.
I don't know.
Are we still missing people? Right. While we wait for confirmation, just a quick introduction about all of us. Maybe we could begin with the ladies first. You can do a quick introduction about yourself and what you do.
Okay, thanks. So I'm Celine Moille. I'm a lawyer from Deloitte, and I'm specialized in crypto and blockchain, especially in France and with European regulation. So we have a lot of things to do right now with the MiCA regulation.
Great. Could you please introduce yourself?
Yes, good afternoon everyone. My name is Ilman. I am founder and CEO of Farcana Gaming Metaverse, which is a AAA quality game with a winning prize pool in Bitcoin. Thank you.
Excuse me, could I have a mic here? Excuse me. Can I have a mic? A microphone? Could you please introduce yourself?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christian. I'm from Earn Games. I'm the CMO and co-founder. Our Earn Games is like Launchpad combined with DeFi and NFT marketplace.
Thank you. My name is Vincent. I'm from Oz Finance. We've launched the world's first residency-enabled token, which means that you just hold the token, put it in your wallet, and you are able to apply for residency in any of our partner countries. So we work directly with the governments to enable the recognition of digital assets as an investment into a country. And that's pretty important. The first partner country that we partnered with is in the Philippines. And play to earn is a very, very big thing in the Philippines. I mean, there's 4 million Axie Infinity players in the Philippines, and a lot during the COVID lockdown, that actually constitutes more than half of the revenue. They lose their jobs. Playing the game actually provided to the livelihoods. And we saw a lot of initiatives when it comes to play to earn. I know personally of a couple of projects that approach offshore islands in the Philippines. Has about 2,000 over islands all over the place. Small fishing communities that used to overfish feedstock, now instead of fishing, stay at home, play the game, and make more money than they do selling fish, right? And they take that money, take the tokens, and we create an ecosystem where we deliver rice, we deliver essentials and staples to them, and they use the tokens that they earn from play to earn games in exchange for all their essentials. So I think play to earn has a very big impact and has a very way to go, especially in developing countries, in providing a alternate livelihood to many people. I know our topic is about whether or not play to earn is a one-sided game, but I think it has a lot of social and economic impact on especially countries like where I come from. Maybe I can hear from all of you. What do you think? Is play to earn sustainable?
First of all, thank you for your introduction about your business, Vincent. I think is very important to know for the people what's going on in the play to earn, and this is exactly what's going on there now. Not so much people till now know about this, but it's really so huge transformation for worldwide markets, for countries like Indonesia, Philippines, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and all. And for them it's huge opportunity. Like there is one gaming guild mainly based in Indonesia, and they reported that their players from these countries making from $200 to $800 per month, which is huge salary for that place. And if you are building something which they can exchange these tokens to some real stuff, this is the really huge impact of the not balanced world capital situation, how we know, in the traditional finance. Yeah. But here is very important that the existing models where the players, they are getting all the rewards in their own, in the tokens of the projects, NFTs, which prices is going up and down like in American, you know, this mountains. So it's very important to transfer this economy to something stable and sustainable, where they can feel more comfortable to spend more time there, and like even being in some very, very far part of this world, like with fishing, you can become a member of this huge transformation of digital world. I think this is really something amazing, and especially motivating us as a gaming metaverse to build it bigger, better, and allow this population to be part of it.
Thank you. Do you have any comments?
I think for me, I think back to the earlier years when blockchain is getting more popular, and people already start to say like, oh, blockchain could be the technology which changed the world, like bringing more like fair opportunities to people. Actually, I think as you described, play to earn is realizing it. For example, like you mentioned like developing areas, like people there can earn more via play to earn. Like actually, yeah, in real world, like people's income are different from like developed country and developing country. But in play to earn system, they earn exactly the same. This is where like the blockchain it's just the reality what is happening. Provide more opportunities to more area, like fairly. Yeah.
Great. It's all about fairness. Do you have anything to add about making play to earn more sustainable?
Yeah, but you know, it's more complicated as a lawyer, because I don't know exactly, is it a kind of win? And if it's a win, maybe you have to tax it. So it's very hard for sure, it's impossible to tax token, but after if you use an exchange, a regulatory exchange, it could be very complicated. So I'm not sure it's so sustainable as a lawyer, because it's very complicated, to find a good exchange, a regulated exchange, to be able to use your dollar or your euros. And if it's a win, win game, it will be also, I think, very complicated, because maybe you can be taxed by your state. So I'm not sure. But of course, it's not the reality everywhere. But for example, in Europe, I think it will be more complicated.
I think you brought about a very important point, taxes, right? Do you think that we should tax play-to-earn games? I mean, the Philippines just came out with a law. The BIR just said, because so many Filipinos are playing play-to-earn games, they just said, okay, we should tax all the earnings from play-to-earn games. But they say that, but we have no idea how to implement that, right? So what are your thoughts? Taxing play-to-earn?
Definitely no. Please, you have taxes everywhere, where it's possible and impossible itself. This is something new, and it's something very huge and very useful for the population. Don't talk about tax now. Let it build first. It needs some time also, 5 years, 10 years. Let it be organic and natural, and it's beautiful. Because
if it's a token, it's just impossible to tax a token. It's impossible, because it will be impossible to qualify the token in a real world. But after the transaction, it's more complicated. In France, for example, if you are a worker, and if you win as a gamer more than you work every day, than your job every day, you need also to pay and to declare the win, and after you have to be taxed, and you have to pay for that in France. But it's different everywhere in the world. You know, we don't have an international regulation for tax. It's from each government.
Yeah, even if we take some sample, Dubai itself, why everyone coming to Dubai? Right? Because it's
They have
tax-free.
not only token. Huh?
It's tax-free. It's have amazing government, which is really looking forward for 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. And they building something really everyone loves. And it's become organic. Like, people love it and they coming here, setting up business, building their house, living here, because it's nice. So it's the same story. Let's this platform build itself. And the countries who will be more user-friendly and accepting this new economy for this own population, they will let them become rich and stable, like China did. You know, China.
China and crypto
today-
shouldn't be mentioned in the same
See,
breath.
No. Listen, I lived in China 5 years, okay? And China allowed their own people become rich. Like there is so many millionaires, billionaires, you cannot calculate them. And now, yeah, they are paying tax, they are spending money, making this country more rich. The same story, but in digital. That's it.
No, as tax, I think tax is a part of the regulation. I think as the tax, when you mentioned tax is necessary, but you said please no. But I think I would make a balance here. So why does crypto need to adapt the tax, not the tax system, evolve as crypto become more important? Like I heard that we're in Dubai again, so I heard that Dubai government is considering the regulation, but the way they do it, that's they talk with the top players in the crypto industry to find the best way to regulate the industry. So it's not like someone who doesn't understand crypto at all okay, I think this is the way we should do. But someone actually, they talk about practitioners in the industry to find the best way to do it. I think that is the best balance in both of your opinions, I believe.
I like that approach. I mean, for us in the Philippines, before we adopted the virtual asset service provider law, it was actually driven by a bank. One of the major banks in the Philippines wanted to do blockchain because the chairman of the bank actually flew around to every single blockchain conference there is in the world and learned about blockchain and said, hey, this is going to transform the way we work. So what the bank initiative was, they flew in regulators from Switzerland, from Germany, all over the world. They flew in regulators to educate the regulators in the Philippines on what is blockchain, how does it work from a regulator's perspective, in order to then come up with common sense laws and regulations that don't stifle the industry. This is important. You need that to happen. So regulation is very important for any industry to thrive. And you're right. If we over-regulate now, I think the industry will die. And we are talking about livelihoods, especially in these countries that they're talking about. People's livelihoods actually depend on play to earn. Can play to earn actually become a new job? Is it too volatile? Because at least in the Philippines, or where Axie Infinity is concerned, I could be earning $110 today, and because the price of tokens go up, tomorrow I could be earning $20. Is that sustainable as a livelihood? Can it take over as a job? I think this is something we want to discuss.
Yeah, I agree with you, but see, people just getting in and knowing there will be so many changes in this industry, more and more. But I agree that regulation is very important in any industry. But my idea is, let them first, don't they even themselves, they not get in like full in this industry, because it's just new, it's happening now. Let them first become successful there, make some money, then in the smooth, nice way, you come in the regulation, that's it. If it's starting, oh, you see, oh, we can take something from here, come here, like, he just earned some $200 and you come to him, disturbing him. No, this is not the good way. And for sure, it's now everything they're getting in the tokens of the projects. What we are building in Farcana, we have Farcana token, is a play to earn, but if he joined the tournament with Battle Royale mode, he can win Bitcoin like anytime. With Bitcoin. And this Bitcoin, we allocate it from the hash rate. We build data mining center, and it's guaranteed price pool for the players. So wherever he's holding Farcana token, he all time get the Bitcoin, the pure Bitcoin, from the blockchain of Bitcoin. So it's a new model that will make more stable this industry. And I believe this model will be very wide implemented in the industry, and it will become only better and better, which will engage more people in the industry. And how I told you, it will become more beautiful with a beautiful regulation, I believe, in the worldwide.
Very good.
And for me, I think for crypto is the future. I think people sit here all believe in it. So actually, for play to earn, you ask whether sustainable about the industry. The play.
If the price of tokens fluctuate,
Yeah.
how sustainable is it as a job, as a livelihood?
But now, like as more regulation coming, it's the future. And I think for play to earn, we also like for I'm from the platform Earn Games. We also later have a play to learn. So we want to have some educational games to tell the people, especially the youngest, to know the new financial system in the future, to understand the mechanism of the future financial structure, because it's changing. It's like inevitable. Like it's going there. No matter how hard you try to stop it, it won't. You cannot. So there will be sustainable. It just takes time for more people to realize that.
Okay. Any comments on that?
Yeah, sure. We need to move step by step. So I can understand that you don't want regulation at all at the beginning, but we are not at the beginning. You know, if you had a look, yeah, I'm convinced that we are not at the beginning of the blockchain ecosystem. Have a look on the last Sigma Summit, maybe 5 years ago, something like that. You know, it's not exactly the same. So maybe we can move, of course, step by step and try to find good qualification everywhere, because I'm convinced that we need not more regulation, we need one regulation. Because if you want to export your solution from Philippines to Europe, it will be complicated. Because if you want to find new clients, customer, depends. But it will be physical person, not only companies, because play to earn, it's only for consumers. And it's very different, I think. It's not a B2B market, it's a B2C market. And for example, in Europe, we have a lot of protection for that. And if you have no regulation at all, it will be very hard to export your system.
Thank you. We've about ran out of time, but before I go, I just want to make life really difficult for all the panelists. I just have one last question. What is the one thing you really hate about the play-to-earn market that you wish everybody would stop doing?
Actually, this part, I want to go back to the panel. Sammy from the Cross Ages said this morning. Actually, we call it play to earn, right? I prefer the term play and earn. Because if it's play to earn, we lost the beauty of play.
Yeah.
So I wish the play to earn games will focus more on the play part, bring more fun and benefits to the users.
Very good.
Which I am hating in this industry is definitely one candle projects who is investing everything to their marketing with new nice websites, videos, everything, make people believe it, even they don't have any development team. You know, then it's go to listing, it goes up, cash it out, the early investors, and it go down. And you know, after this experience, some poor guy from Philippines or India, he just invests his $500 and he's sitting with another $100 or $50 or with zero. It's hard make him believe again to this, because he is losing like 4 times, 5 times of his capital. Like it's so big damage. So I hate it, and we at Farcana working to change it, to make it more stable and long-term perspective to be there.
Are you thinking of the squid token?
Yeah, no, we will see. But I like the idea of play and earn. I think it's a very nice idea. So, and if it's a playing, you know, it's not a revenue from the work. So it's also be different from the regulation part.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you.
very much. Please join me in thanking the panelists for all their time and expertise. Thank you.
Thank you.